It's not easy to watch television with a critical eye. We equate what we see on the screen with what's real. Yet television manipulates images and sounds to repackage reality, challenging our old notions about authenticity. Even fiction can create new kinds of reality, as primetime entertainment programs do when they treat contemporary social issues. We've explored the way the news media covered the Los Angeles riots. Now let's apply the key concepts of media literacy to analyze how scriptwriters built an episode of Doogie Howser, MD, around the same event.
Howser to the ER stat. Dr. LeVote, ER stat.
Well, you're taking him over to 3. Have the X-ray tech meet me there.
Out of the way. We're quickly over the intersection right now, and there's not a police car or a fire engine in sight.
The first key concept of media literacy. Media messages are constructions. Television producers have adapted the familiar formula of primetime entertainment, focusing on relationships, conflict, and problem solving to explore social issues.
I think the way that both the news media and fictional programs dealt with the LA riots was to react to them as an event that had to be confronted in some way. So that I think we see this interconnection between fiction and news here of dealing with similar things, and often dealing with it in similar ways, and the drama and the excitement, but also not dealing with many similar things.
This is an entertainment show, but it's about actual current events, and so it demonstrates this blurring all the time of genre, of different kinds of television programs, of do we know whether it's real or not real? So we get back to the subject of what's real, what's not real, how can we tell, and what difference does it make?
The medical staff, their skills honed by countless emergencies, moved smoothly into action. The atmosphere was chaos, but underneath, a bedrock of calm.
Patients and departments, please be advised that we are now at MC level 2.
Oh, then for God's sake.
Each form of communication, television, radio, print, photography, has unique characteristics. That's the second key concept of media literacy. For example, the handheld video camera can record events which previously went unseen.
Doogie's sidekick, Vinny, he's in a media mode. I mean, I don't know how much the segment wants to show this, but the media often interfere with things, and he's so intent on making a name for himself by documenting what's going on in the emergency room, he can't see what's going on around him.
Don't look at the camera, act like I'm not here. That would be much easier if you weren't here. Who's this?
Hi.
Hi.
Come on, please.
Vinny, why don't you make yourself useful? Go take these kids up to the pediatric lounge on the 5th floor.
What?
Patients and departments, please be...
I'm an auteur, not a wet nurse.
Vinny, look around.
The people who produce media sometimes lose track of the human suffering and the human reality around them, and I think in a funny way it can be a metaphor for our sitting at home watching television, sometimes being disconnected from the people next door.
You'll just have to wait your turn.
I've been waiting 2 hours.
Well, as you can see, we're a little overworked.
The third key concept of media literacy examines the power of representations to shape our expectations, beliefs, and attitudes. Media messages provide us with information about the world outside our immediate experience. For example, stereotypes on television create easily identifiable characters.
I hurt myself working. Not looting and rioting and acting like an animal. Let them kill each other if they want to. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm listening. I just can't believe what I'm hearing.
Walk in, watches, do a little shopping on the way home. Hey, they got some great bargains out there, man. Yeah, too bad I have to work.
This segment is it's a good segment in the sense that I think it deals with some of the complexity of things that people were feeling during the riot.
What the hell do you think you're doing? You're robbing your own people. They aren't my people, they're Korean stores. It's your community. Yeah, well, if it's my community, how come we don't own any stores? How come we don't own any businesses? You beat people down long enough, and they're gonna fight back. You're not fighting back. You're just stealing. Take a look around you. Who do you think is getting hurt by this business?
Clearly, the slant is that the violence is bad, and most anyone would think that, and that looting was bad. But then, I mean, the thing is sophisticated enough to take the point of view for a moment of the black gentleman who says, look, all the businesses are owned elsewhere, and I got what I could get while I got it. And while I don't think that's a decent rationale for what he did, a person could understand that.
Well, one of the themes that many people who live in Los Angeles criticized about the coverage of the riots was this whole focus on the tension between blacks and Koreans rather than looking at the class issue of rich versus poor. And what you find is that in order to make a coherent fictional statement even, you often have to draw on the story that is well known through the news media.
This Doogie Howser segment brings up one of the important roles of television media in society, and that is to maintain a social status quo. Because in the segment you see that even though there's chaos outside, we have our institutions work, our hospitals work, we have some order, people are cooperating. We also get some morality tale, because television tells our stories. So the morality tale we get is that people can cooperate and that the people who are rioting are hurting themselves.
And that's troubling because it was a very complex social, political, and cultural experience that is not easily treated in a 30-minute sitcom, and in fact may even be trivialized by it.
It's not the intention of a program like this to discuss causes. The only thing that would worry me is that if people just watched this and said, now I understand something about the causes or reasons for those riots.
Now hang on to the rope.
Okay.
Okay, come on. Stay close. Don't anybody let go of the rope. Follow me. Whatever you do, just hang on to that rope. Let go of the rope! No, you hang on to the rope.
Oh!
Let go of the rope!
Key concept number 4. All messages have an economic purpose. Elements such as physical humor, small children, and unlikely and improbable events all make for a more attractive product.
Prime time, of course, is the sacred space for the commercialization in television. That's when they make their big bucks. And that's when you also have shows that appeal to the broadest range of media viewers. And so those programs are going to have something for everybody.
Who wants to watch TV?
As far as the eye can see. Now, if I look
Okay,
out
not the
over
kiddies.
We're about 3 blocks from
Equally creepy.
I don't know. I can't
What's
tell
on
if they're-
fire?
Nothing. It's just glare from the sun.
There was a fire next to our school, and people were throwing things and breaking windows. I heard shooting.
Each of us interprets messages differently based on our experience, knowledge, and background. That's the 5th key concept of media literacy.
What's a riot? My dad said there's gotta be a riot because some cops were bad.
All right, you know what? I'm going to tell you the whole thing, okay? But it's complicated, so pay attention. Now, it all started with this guy called Rodney King. Now, you know what? I'm going to have to go back further than this. Martin Luther King. No. Wait. Okay. Once upon a time, there was this guy called Kunta Kinte, all right, who came to America on Ed Asner's slave ship.
Vinny is using his knowledge of the news, history, and the stories of television to interpret the images of the riots.
When the verdict came back innocent, a lot of people thought that was wrong.
Why?
Well, it seemed like there was a certain set of rules for white people and a certain set for everyone else. So they got really mad and started breaking things.
Did they mean to do it? Because my mom says if you break something on purpose, that's bad.
Yeah, but when people get mad, they do stuff without thinking. Which doesn't mean you can go around breaking things just because you don't think about it.
Then the people that are breaking things are bad?
Well, yeah. Well, no.